Hey, welcome y'all to my channel, The Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the underrated one and the number one grinder. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Welcome, Brother Sheed. Welcome, Basement Boxing Talk. And Brother Sheed, I send a link to your email so y'all can get on the panel. I want y'all to go check it out. I already sent it. So I want you to come straight to the panel. Again, welcome to the Underrated Afternoon Talk 3. Also, I'm inviting, um, also I'm inviting, hopefully, ladies could get on the panel too. we're gonna talk about different things today. All right. Okay. So, so I want ladies to get on the panel too. Um, you know, it's a lot of things has going on lately, and so brother Sheeta, you check that. I want you to get on the panel. So I want to talk about marriage. I want to talk about other relationships, a boyfriend and a girlfriend. Want to talk about different things because it's about that time we talk about things like that. How you get along with family members that think differently and stuff like that. These are the things that we need to talk about. Like I said, basement boxing talk. I want you to get on the panel. I'll send the links to the rest of the brothers, some sisters, and stuff. Okay, here you go. There it is, the one and only brother Seed. Peace to you, family.
What's going on?
Can I barely can hear you, bro.
Okay, yeah, I have my mic up.
Okay, cool. How you feel, brother?
I'm good, man. About to get ready to get off for work. Everything's good.
All right, good. So how's everybody? The family is okay?
Yep, everybody doing good, man. Moving around.
Good, 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 good. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, but I did the I was gonna do the man's talk, but I thought about it today, and I was thinking about the things that you, Go Professor, and other ones was talk about it, and I noticed that lately you had talk about marriage, you talk about relationships and stuff. And I always want to talk about, but I know at times, you get around and stuff like that. And so our first thing now, we're gonna talk about different issues today, but I feel it's gonna be deal with family, you know, and and I definitely want to really talk about marriage because people got like certain meanings about marriages that they think they know, but they really don't. And then they talked about the state way and abolitional way and all like that. As you being a married man yourself, home down with the family, and be the head of the household, make things okay, make decisions and stuff like that. Why it's not being talked about enough, brother?
Well, when it comes to this space, a lot of guys are not married and they trying to
Hmm.
figure it out. So it's it's more along the lines of burden, to where guys start hearing men talking about marriage.
Hmm.
I had a friend on Facebook. He was, trying to catcall for women.
Hmm.
And when I told him, I was like, man, cut it out. I was like, you on Facebook, what I'm saying, trying to catch you a woman? He told me, oh, man, the married guys always say that. They get offended sometimes when you talk about marriage and they not married, you know.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
when most of the guys get married, the first thing they say, oh, man, it's a beautiful thing, you know.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. See, I was married at one time. It didn't work out. It was like 9.5 years.
Yeah.
But I would never say that. Oh, it ain't going. No, I'm not bitter over that. It just that it just didn't work out. I'm still sticking out 9.5 years. But I think it's all about who you choose. What's the best, how you choose that significant one. And I think that a lot of brothers out here, they fail to understand that. Yeah, do we understand that black women have the power and then in society? Yes, there's no doubt about it. But at the same time, us as men, we got to make better choices too. We got to understand that it's not all about money. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the but it's all about pick that significant one that's willing to understand your vision and to will to understand that okay, I got a plan. I got a plan for us. And then you have to let her know that she big she part of that plan. Each person play a vital role to make the marriage work. Because see, we always say that, yeah, the man head of the house, man head of the house. That's true. That's right. But I'm saying that she got to be the woman of the house, but she has to understand that she plays a significant role too. That I think that other women, that women that are married too, should talk about that, in the future too. But I'll talk more about that. But the women can, they got to talk about that. But after this end too, as a man, you got to make sure are you up to it to be married, because marriage is not easy. You're gonna go through your trials and tribulations. It might be at times you gotta look out for certain family members that are jealous of the sanctity of marriage. Gonna be jealous of the relationship because you're making it happy. Then you gotta understand that the family members, they might not like your kids because your kids is happy. So then at the same time you gotta think about your friends. Then at the same time you gotta make sure the budget is right. You got to make sure your kids do their homework. Then after that, you got to talk to your kids. You got to, you got to, because everybody be thinking, oh, you're being head of the house. As a man, yeah, but you got to mold your kids to do the right thing. You hear what I'm saying? It's much more just provide for your kids. And I want you to go more deep into that and tell me if I'm right or wrong, bro.
Nah, you good. I mean, that's just like a lot of kids when they're young. They always say, when I start driving, man, it's gonna be no problem. But you gotta understand, for the ones that actually haven't played any little games or actually been behind the wheel, more along the lines of a go kart. Bikes are cool, but go karts to the where you actually get the feel to where you gotta estimate, pretty much distance and stuff. It's kind of scary to the point where you almost can hit things. Some people
Hmm.
are natural at it. Like me.
Hmm.
I got my license and everything in the same day. Passed the
Mm.
test, got my license, all that same day. Because
Mm.
I actually waited till I got 18 because I was staying with my grandmother and I passed it like the driver's ed. I passed it with
Hmm.
flying colors because I was already driving before the age appropriate.
Hmm.
I started off playing in the old car my granddad used to have. Just me and my brothers. It was a small little car, so we would push it up the hill and play with it. And a couple of times I got used to driving and stirring and stuff.
Hmm.
And it got to the point where driving go karts to where when I got in the actual car, it wasn't even a problem.
Hmm. Ooh.
They had it to
Oh,
where go ahead.
no, no, go, go, go.
No, I'm saying well they had it in driver ed to the point where when people were doing wrong, they would hit a button and cut their car off. But you got to understand when you get into a marriage, you don't have nobody. You can have people interjecting and giving you advice, but nobody's gonna come in there with the reset button when you do something wrong. You know, a lot of men feels as if they get in a marriage and what they say is law, and that's understandable. But it gets to a certain time in that marriage where you gotta compromise things, you know,
Hmm.
because you don't have all the answers, and she might know a little bit of something more than you. But that comes to the point of you working together with her to actually come to the table and make things right. Don't stand on your ground when you're wrong, because
Hmm.
that makes the relationship, fall even further. Like if you come out the gate doing this, you just pretty much know that your marriage not gonna last. And if so, you're gonna be like one of those guys that been married 30, 40 years, and when you about to retire, she divorces you and take all your money, because she's put up with it for so long. She sees a way out to where she can enjoy her life and just take your money,
Hmm.
and you don't want that type of relationship with your wife. You don't want that
Right.
type of relationship, just courting a woman in that, because most women can spy on that, in a sense that we do talk about to protecting the women, um, being their source of income to the point where they see that and they play on that for
Hmm.
years. They sit
Right.
back and play the role. But if you have a
Hmm.
woman that's with you for the long haul, that's going to be there with you no matter what,
Hmm.
because you treat her just as good or just some type of respect. That's the thing why I try to get guys to understand. It's good in Danny to lead the house and have a submissive woman, but she's still a human being. She still has feelings, you know.
Mm, yeah. So let me get this announcement out the way before I get the brother Clarence McLean of McLean Productions. Um, yeah, yeah. And I don't know. Before I get to welcome Goldie, Sister Goldie Jones. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's welcome her in and everything. Thank you for so she come from the Roger Report channel. Sub to
Welcome.
the Roger Report channel. Yeah, she's here, bro. She's here right here. And Jaquel, my brother, how you feel? Shaggy in the house. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you. Little Rock in the house. Thank you so much. I will anybody. Now I'm just letting you know right now. This is how I'm gonna do this. Anybody that wants to get on the panel, I'm gonna put my email in the chat. If you want to get on, let me know. And it goes to man or woman. If you want to get on the panel, put your email in the chat, and I will send you the link to get on the panel that way. That is the only way I'm going to do that. And I'm letting ladies know, do not complain that I don't want you to put you on. I, we're not going to play those type of games. So I want women to get on the panel, just as men don't get on the panel. Respect my channel. Respect my grind. That's all I'm asking. Okay? But first, before we continue, we're gonna read this. Come and join real conversations with the underrated one, us as the righteous ones. Individually, let's make a change within ourselves and genuine be there for each other. We all we got. Remember, family, we all we got. Sometimes we don't let it flow in our brain. We all we got. Remember that. So let me make some changes. What's up, nephew? DJ Bad News. Put your link in the put your link in the chat. My nephew. My nephew also DJ Bad News. He got his own internet radio station. He be putting out some monster mixtapes and stuff. I want you to go check him out and support my nephew. Support my nephew, please, because he put out some great stuff. I'm telling y'all. And also too, he be putting some of our podcasts on his thing. So he do be hearing. So other people do be hearing us and everything. And I'm just saying. So Goldie Jones, I usually don't do this. Omega, I send the link in your email if you want to get on the panel. Check your email, please, if you want to get on. Jaquel Thomas, if you want to get on, okay. I'm gonna put my email out there. Okay. Goldie Jones, if you want to get on, that's up to you. If you want to get on and put your respect, well, I tell anybody, respect my channel, respect my grind. Anybody getting out of hand, I'm boosting you out. That's all I'm saying. So let's be respectable here. All right. Okay. Jaquel. Okay, Jaquel. Stay right there, brother. I'm gonna put my Don't look. Don't. I know you have my email. Don't look for it. I'm putting in the chat. Okay, and just let me know that you see me the email. All right. Sometimes I hate these phones, man. These phones be bugging me out, man. Yeah, I'm doing off the phone now because laptop is acting funny, but that's why it is. Okay, this is the email right here. Okay, if y'all let me know that you send the email to the let me know you send the email. Y'all gotta let me know because I'm rolling today. Okay, so Jaquel, look at the email. Let me know you email me so I can send the link to so I can send the link to the panel. All right. Also, Go Professor. Check Go Professor, same thing. Check out your email. I send a link to the panel through your email. Check it out. All right. Omega, the same thing too. Hit the likes, y'all. Hit the likes. Hit the likes. Hit the likes. All right, now we're gonna welcome my brother, the one and only Clarence McLean up McLean Productions. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on? Salute, brother. Salute.
Salute to you, brother. Yeah, you hear the conversation. What's going on? You can put your input on it, please. Basement.
Well, start. I caught the end of it, so just tell me, catch me up on what we were talking about.
Well, we was talking about. He was talking. We was talking about. I'll tell you, we're gonna talk. First thing we're gonna talk about relationships and marriage. And brother Sheed, he was like breaking down how the marriage supposed to work, how to choose it, and understand that the man plays a role and the woman plays a role. And am I right, brother Sheed? That's basically what's it.
Absolutely, and but unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that. But that's how it's supposed to work. You have sometimes you have one person who wants to play both roles, and they want to be the man and the woman. They want to be the dominant one, and
Whoa, hold on, hold that thought.
yes,
Not you. Hold that thought. If y'all gonna support me, support me. This is not all about trying to promote each other on my channel. If you're gonna do that, let me know. You're supposed to come here to enjoy what I'm doing and what other people doing. Okay? No, we're not gonna have none of that. We ain't gonna have none of that. No. Ask me if you wanna rely on each other and everything. Okay? Give me that respect. Give me that respect. Okay, go ahead, brother.
yeah. So, like I said, you have somebody who wants to play both sides. You can't do that. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be for what I believe a 50-50 thing, but at the same time, it's not always like that. Like some people ask me, what in the world made you propose to your lady out of all the women you have dealt with? What made her? I said, listen, it's not what people kill me when they say what makes you. Nothing can't make me do anything. If I do something, it's because I want to do it. And I
Mm-hmm.
just felt like I had got to a point where it was like, all right, you're about to be 38 years old. I think when a man gets at least about 30 or 35, he should know what he wants. Even though that's still young, you should know what you want to do because you spent your 20s and your teens playing. And I just felt like it was time for me to make a decision, and that's what I went ahead and did with it. But yeah, the relationship thing. I mean, because me and my wife, we're not married. I just call them, I call her my wife because we've been together 2 years, but we're actually getting married next year. But I tell people it's not easy. It's hard. You got some days you want to be there, then you got some days you don't want to be there. You got some days you love the person, then you got some days that you don't love them, and it's just like that. The devil is always busy. He doesn't want to see you happy, so that's his job, not to see you happy. But it's hard though. I deal with it the best way I can. I deal with what I can deal with,
Mm-hmm.
and I let God do. I let God take the rest. Whatever I feel like I can't handle, I let Him try to pick it up and pick up the pieces.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Brother Sheed, you still right there, brother?
Yeah, I'm on the back.
Okay. You can elaborate on that while get this thing going. Before I ask, um hmm, go Sister Goldie Jones, if you want to get on the panel, there goes go to my email, send me an email, let me know if you want to get on. You'd be more than welcome. Go Professor, like I said before. The link to the panel is it's in your email. If you want to get on, you can get on. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, what he's saying was true. That's what I was talking about earlier. When you have these women that the guys kind of portray a certain image that they should be, and if those women don't like that image, like I said, they'll be with you. I'm sorry, my mic's up. but they will
Mm-hmm.
be with you for the next 10, maybe 20 years. And in the end, divorce and try to take your money as gratitude for
Mm-hmm.
you putting them through what they needed.
Mm-hmm.
Putting them through what they were going through. Because ultimately, you got to understand,
Okay.
a lot of women they go through things and they get to a point where they need protection and they need someone to help them just in
Mm-hmm.
general.
Right.
And they will marry not for the cost of love or being one with each other. They'll marry just for just to save face to where they have someone protecting them or financially contributing. They don't look at it as the marriage of being both of them being one. So you got to watch that too when you're going into a relationship. Like
Yes.
I said, it's hard because ultimately I dealt with a lot of women before I got married that had kids and didn't have kids. Ultimately, I stopped messing with women that had kids, like probably one or two relationships before I met my wife, simply because every time I talked to those women, they always was predicated on trying to ask me, like, what am I gonna bring to the table? What am I gonna do for them? It wasn't along the lines of what are we building together, how are we gonna work through things. It was one lady, she was older, that she approached me that way, but she had a bad attitude. And my thing of it was she had she was making six figures, she had her own house, nice car, and it got to the point where I was like, do I want to deal with this attitude? And I said, no, I don't have to. Why should I? So I didn't actually pursue it. I ended up going with a couple of other girls, and like I said, when it got to them, they were all on the level of, trying to get
Mhm.
something out of the relationship.
Okay. Okay, Goldie, no problem. I put there goes the email. Oh, I forgot to hit the email. Oh, what's up, LaShawn Jefferson? What's going on, family? The link is right there, Goldie. So just no problem. And I got you, Go Professor. I got you. I got you, Omega. If you want to join, you go. You come to the panel. I don't have no problem with it. Come to the panel. Let's have it because I wanted to be mixed. I want to have the man perspective, have the woman perspective. But I'm saying, we're not going to be on that issue all day. We ain't going to be with that. But we're going to want to switch it up and
Yeah.
everything else and everything. Yeah, we're gonna switch it up. Yeah, because that's our diversion, and we ain't gonna and we ain't gonna play them type of games. But we gonna stay on there a few minutes. I'm trying to wait on Goldie and also Omega. So Omega, if you check the email again, the link is right there. If it's not there, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to send you the link to come to the panel. But I would say this though too, as men, that there are some women out there, and I know some women don't like what I said, but I'm going to say it anyway. There are women out there, are a bunch of gold diggers. Okay, they are sometimes, they act a certain way in accordance, but it doesn't mean that you have to follow by that. You got to understand that you are valuable too, that you bringing something to the table too, despite how society act like that we don't have a brain, that we're not a human being, we supposed to take it. No, you define who you are, you define what your vision is, and that right woman would stay there with you. But at the same time, sometimes you crack some. I remember my late great great grandmother said, she said, sometimes you got to crack those eggs. Sometimes some of them eggs are bad, but when you crack that good one, it's a good one. So that means sometimes you got to go through some horrors. Go some man too, but you got to go through some horrors. But when you find that one, you work with it, you blossom it, you grow it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm at. Okay, remember that, because you're not going to hear with them other spaces. You're not going to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. Yeah, that had black women had hurt me in the past. Yes. Do you know that I got over it? Yes. Do it took me a long time to get over it? Yes. But I know at the same time, the number one grinder, I know my value. I know my value. I know what I bring to the table. That's all it is. And you keep on working, keep on building. All right. So any brother that want to touch on that, feel free.
Clarence, you want to go ahead?
wait. Say that again.
No, I say you want to go ahead.
What was that last part you said? You might have to turn your mic up a little bit. Underrated.
My mic is up.
Well, he was
Uh,
the last thing he was talking about was bringing his value. He was talking about men knowing their value and dealing with the relationships on how women treat them. And if you've been in a bad
uh,
relationship, so be it.
well, for me, I mean, I'm still young, but I'm old enough to say I've been in relationships where I had to deal with that. Just like you were speaking about the part about dealing with women with kids. Um, Unfortunately, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I was glad when I met my woman that her son was grown and he had kids of his own and he had moved out because of my ex. I vowed to never mess with a woman again who has kids. It's just because you know what? It's not nothing wrong with dealing with a woman that has kids. The problem is when things don't work out with you and her, and then now you got this bond with these kids or this child, and when you want to walk out of their life, they think that
Ooh.
it's their fault, but it's not the child's fault. And then study the mother explaining what the situation is. Half of the time, she wants to throw dirt on you to
Mm-hmm.
to make it seem like you're just walking away to walk away, and that's not the case. So it's I don't it's just crazy. You know what I mean? And it's funny how this is a topic that we are speaking about because I finally could get it off my chest because this is how I've been feeling years with it. I tell my wife all the time. I tell her this even right now. Listen, I'm not same way you're not for the games. I'm not for the games. That ring does not mean we're married. We're engaged, which means that's a probation thing. At any time, this could be called off. See, I'm a zero tolerance dude. I'm not the dude where I'm about to go to marriage counseling. I don't need to pay somebody to tell me what to do with my woman. I'm not going to do that. We could be our own counselors. When it's an issue, we're gonna sit down and talk. But we're not gonna pay somebody else who might be having an issue in their own home to tell us what we need to do to make our relationship right. So it's. But I feel what you're saying though, underrated. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know what to say about it, but I know I got something good, and I'm trying my best, to hold on to that.
Thank you, thank you. All right,
Yeah,
let me
I want
get
to.
this straight. No. Before you continue, let me get blood boxing. Thank you for coming. There's an email in the chat. If you want to get on, brother, you more than welcome. There goes the email in the chat. Send an email through me right now, and I'd be more than happy seeing your link to come to the panel. But it's up to you. So let me know that that you want to get on. So send me the email. All right. Okay. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dealing with women with kids. The crazy part, I married my wife. She got two kids. You know, she
Mm-hmm.
have a boy and a girl. And as that girl got older, she was the main one that gave me the most grief out of her, out of the two kids. And
Mm-hmm.
seeing that, she's pretty much got to the point where she was like 16 when she started really giving me problems. I was actually gonna divorce my wife because I married my wife when they were young. Like
Mm-hmm.
they were, I think about 8 and 9 or something like that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, no, it was younger than that. It was like 5 and 7 because they 2 years apart. Yeah, and so I had them since they were real young kids. But ultimately, you know, I kind of blame myself for this because I tried to, make her make amends with the baby dad due to, if I was gonna be a man that had kids by her, and if she had this kind of, illness towards this guy, or not even if the guy, has issues or whatever, still let the man see his kids. And I kind of, pushed her into that, and that's what made my daughter ultimately, have these issues with me. Keep jumping. But yeah, man, when it came down to it, you know, I literally was gonna leave my wife. I told her, I said, I married you with the intent, knowing that you had kids, and I have to agree to love those kids just as much as I love you. Because other than that, I'm not gonna be that type of guy that says, those are not my kids. When Christmas time come, I'm not buying them nothing. When school come, I'm not doing nothing
Yeah.
for them. They
Mm-hmm.
stay in my household. I take care of them. When I pay the bills, I don't pay the bills for her and me. I pay the bills for everybody in that house. That's as a man supposed to do. When I hear a guy say, well, those aren't my kids, so come to a similar, leave that woman alone. Because like I tell the guy, ultimately, if you love that woman just as much as you say you do, you got to be able to love those kids with the same caliber. You got to be able to come to the table with those kids, because you're not marrying just a woman. You're marrying a woman with kids. So you got to deal with both sides. It might not be pleasant at times, but you got to roll with the punches. And like I said, I was to the point where I was going to leave, and we came to the conclusion that my daughter only had like a year of school to go, and I was going to try to
Mm-hmm.
tough it out. And if it got to that point where I just couldn't take it, I was going to leave, and she understood. Because to her extent, it was nothing she really could do, because pushing her child off to another family member, it wasn't a decision, because nobody wanted to take her. And then it came down to, her dad, he couldn't take her. And it wasn't to the point where I was trying to make her choose between the two, because ultimately she was disrespecting her too. So it got to the
Mm-hmm.
point where she felt as if, you know, she was grown, and that's what most kids do when they start to smell themselves. And there's only so many whoopings, there's only so many things you can do to someone that's older, to where, to get them to respect you.
Mm-hmm.
And, like I said, that was my thing, to where I was just going to end the relationship, because, just like Brother Clarence said, I'm not taking it. I went to her and I told her straight up. Most guys, they'll sit there and try to rough it out, and then they'll hold grief over the woman's head for years that they put up with their bad kids. I told her, no, I'm not doing it. That was one of the things I stipulated when I first got with her. If it's
Mm-hmm.
a situation with your child, I'm not gonna wait for you or call the dad. I'm gonna handle that right then and there, because that's how I was raised, and that's how I know how to do things. You don't let a child run your house. You run the house.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
See,
You know,
repeat
mm,
that again, please.
mm.
yeah, yeah. When it comes down to it, that's why I say these guys who always talk about mess with women with kids and they act like this. I tell them, do not date these women, because if you have these type of issues with these kids, they're gonna always occur. So do not date these women. You know, don't have sex with these women with the intent of, man, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just messing around and getting my, no, because if you have a baby by her, eventually you're gonna start a relationship with her. That's why I don't understand what guys are always talking about. Even with this whole thing with the video that's out now about Kevin and what he did. They rated this girl to a certain extent, but ultimately she had a kid by a man. So when guys are always running around talking about a certain thing, that's why I tell them, you gotta have a standard about yourself, and knowing that one day you could possibly have a baby by this girl while you just messing around. Take
Okay.
that into
Cool. Oh,
consideration.
DJ. Oh, okay, got you. Okay, let me into the let me get. Oh, DJ Black Charm, what's good? Okay, okay, no problem, Jackwell, my brother. Then Tom Malone in the house. I want you to go support the brother. He got some great stuff on it. Let me read this. Omega Corner. She said, "I definitely disagree with the brother speaking. Professionals are just that. Also, people have a tendency to extend more courtesy to themselves than their spouse." Yeah,
Uh,
which brother you talking about, Omega? That's talking about speak professional.
what he
What
say?
he say?
Now I
I didn't
read it
get what she
again.
was talking about.
Oh, she said I definitely disagree with the brother speaking. Professionals are just that. Also,
What?
people have a tendency to extend more courtesy to themselves than their spouse.
Okay, but
Okay, but
if she's
if
gonna
she's
say
gonna
that,
say
drop a
that, drop a
name.
name.
Yeah, who said that, Omega? Which brother that said that? Because we need to know so we can clear that up.
She she probably was talking
She
about
probably
me,
was talking about
but
me, but
that's what I'm trying to get an
that's what I'm
understanding
trying to
with her
get an
question.
understanding with her question.
That's what I'm trying to find out too. So, all right. Okay. Yeah, we need some clarification. We we need some clarification. But I'm going to say this. And I want brothers and sisters to understand this very loud and clear because I have work around brothers and sisters that are, blue collar, black, however you call it, are professionals. And I find out that the ones that I work with, the professionals, I tend to find out they talk about they want a good woman or they want a good man, and come to find out they all about themselves. And I'm talking about some. I had dated some professionals, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. When you're talking about vision, when you're talking about building, they say, look, do you have this? Do you have some dollars? Could you put me up in this house? Could you help me? Or do you have the money that we can go on trips? Because there's a certain standard that I got to be in. But see, this is the sad thing about it. What about standards for yourself? What about priorities within yourself? And I found out that's why I want to have these talks today because, huh?
I think they put the email in the chat.
Let me see. I put my email in the chat. Let me see. I don't see the email. I put my email in the chat. Hold on. Oh, piece the black. Put the black piece the Black Star Boxing. Black Star. What's up, Black Star Sports? I saw Black Star Sports TV. Salute to you.
King.
Salute. Oh, that's the email for Go Professor. Okay. She said that's the email for Go Professor.
Oh,
But
okay.
but
We getting
but
the
but
feedback.
that's all right. That's all right. Yo, listen to y'all. I'm gonna say this again. I don't mind that y'all promote each other, but I'm just saying this. Let's keep the conversation flowing in the chat. Let's keep the conversation flowing in the chat. That's all I'm asking. Come on now. Respect my channel. Respect my grind. All right? All right. Um, Shout out to Retro Boxing and Documentary. Yo, I want you to go support the brother. Email sent. Okay, Goldie, I got you. I want to check out. We Retro. I got you, Retro. Yeah, and also, brother. The underrated boxing talk will be happening Saturday. Oh, matter of fact, Retro, I want you to do me a favor. Let me. I want you to send me your email right now. Let me put my email in there so I can plug you in. Goldie, I got you. I got you next. I got you. Get underrated. Be patient with the underrated one. I ain't do my announcement yet, too. So let me get that out the way. Let me type this in. And I want to thank everybody come the underrated afternoon talk 3. That is greatly appreciated. And let's get this thing flowing. But I would say to some of the professional, let me finish this. There goes my link on Retro. Retro, send me the link right now so I can lock you in. Goldie, I'm on my way right now. But I would say this to some of the professional black men and some professional women. Y'all need to set your priorities straight. If you say you want a good man, you say you want a good woman, and if you want the marriage to work, y'all gotta work together. You gotta understand everything is not gonna be equal all the time. So that means you gotta work your way out of it together. You gotta stop being around people that saying that, oh, he is no good or she is no good. You got to stop follow of these notations of what society that we need to be because all of it is false. You got to stop that. So I'm talking about some professional black man, black woman. Y'all need to own up to your own stuff and stop it. Stop knocking down a person make less than you, but at the same time, that's potential right there. You could build right there. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I ain't hearing you. Hold on. So enough is enough. That's why that's why the marriages in our people is not working. Stop it. Enough is enough. Brother Bakari, what's good? Salute to you. I want you to go support the brother too. Salute to that brother right there. He bring some powerful stuff too. Oh, okay. I got you covered. Oh, all right. I'm on my way. The underrated one is on its way. All right. Hold on for 1 second. Yeah. And I know that y'all don't hear this type of talk on this channel, anywhere else. But enough is enough. You gotta cut that out. Enough is enough. I sent it to you already. Look out for it. Yeah, basement. Smash the like button. Retro. Like I said. Send a link. I'm gonna send your email. There goes my email. Send me an email, brother, so I can lock you in. You don't have to get on the panel, brother, but lock you in. So when I do my boxing talk on Saturday, I could put you on the panel. All right. Do me that solid. Do me that solid. Smash the like button. Oh, Goldie, I sent it to you, so you should be on it any second now. Let me see. Anybody? Oh, bro, see, you bounced off. Okay. Oh, we're gonna have Sister Goldie Jones should be on any second right now, and I want you I want to so let me shut. Oh, let me. I gotta make my announcements, man. Um, thanks for being here. My channel, the underrated dark is your truth. The underrated one, the number one grinder, one of the best kept secrets on YouTube. Believe that. Believe that. Believe that. Best of the business. All right. I want to welcome everybody. Welcome back to everybody to the underrated afternoon talk 3, and we're going to keep this going. We're going to keep this topic going, and then we're going to switch to something else. We're going to switch to something else and everything. So, but I wanted to be fair. So, let the ladies get on and everything, cause thank you, Go Professor. I want you to go sub to Go Professor, sub to Go Tom Malone, go sub to Omega Courtney, go sub to Retro Boxing, go sub to Basement Boxing, go sub to Brother Bakari. I want you to go sub to Goldie Jones, Goldie Jones channel. I want you to go sub to my nephew, DJ Bad News. Go sub to Black Star Sports TV. I'm getting it out right now because I'm not gonna do all that much promoting because DJ Black Charm Music. If you want to get on, I want you to go sub DJ Black Charm. Because I'm not gonna do all this promoting because I want to be in these conversations. And like I said in the chat, let's keep this conversation flow and going. All right. So also Jacquel Thomas. Go sub them. That's it. Okay. All right. But let me ask you a question, Rashida. How long you been married, if you don't mind I ask?
Right now,
Right now,
13
13
years.
years.
Ooh. Okay.
Hmm. Do y'all hear
Do
the
y'all hear the
echoing or something?
echoing or something?
No, you
Yeah.
good. Oh, it
No,
is?
I hear echo.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I, I think it might
I think
be
it might
you
be
underrated.
you underrated.
It can't be me.
That's
Wow.
what I was telling him. It might have been.
Now I'm gonna go in and come back. Keep on talking, all right? All
Can
right?
you?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
we
you.
got you.
No, it's not me.
Hold on. Let
Hold on.
me let me mute
Let me
my
mute
mic.
my mic.
Hello?
No, y'all
No,
go
y'all
ahead and
go
keep
ahead and keep
talking. Let me
talking. Let
fix
me fix
this.
this.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so go ahead, she.
Yeah, like I said, I've been Yeah, married like for
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I've been 13 married for like years, 13 years, and it
Okay.
ain't been bad. it ain't been bad.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, you got ups and Pretty much, you got
Mm-hmm.
ups ups and downs, but with the whole
Mm-hmm.
situation,
But with the whole
situation, everything takes time,
everything takes time,
and
and
pretty much dealing
pretty
with my
much
wife.
dealing with my wife.
She got a good
She got
heart.
a good
She's a
heart.
good
She's
person.
a good
So,
person. So,
like I say, with a
like
lot
I
of
say, with a
things, we
lot of
work it
things,
out.
we work it out.
Come
Come
to.
to.
I
He's
think
still
I'm
I
has
breaking
think
up
I'm
talking
pretty
breaking
on.
up
bad.
pretty bad. Mm.
I'm gonna drop back
I'm gonna
down
drop
again.
back down again. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. We're gonna keep this going. Sister Goldie Jones, I send you the link if you want to get on. I see the link. Hey, oh yeah. Thank you, brother She, for the cash app. Um. Yeah. Somebody. Yeah. Yeah. You right. Oh, hi, Asante Muhammad. Yes. What can happen? Somebody probably might have to have. They might have their YouTube open too. If they have a YouTube open in StreamYards, that could be the problem.
Oh,
Oh,
so it
so it
echoed.
echoed. Yeah, the
Oh,
echoes. Yeah.
mine's
If
is
you had
echoing. Wait a minute.
wait a minute,
Mine's doing the
mine's doing the
same
same
thing.
thing.
Oh
Oh
Lord.
Lord. Yeah, so you might have to check your YouTube. Your YouTube open, you gotta close your YouTube.
All right,
All right,
let me
let me
leave and then
leave
come
and then
back
come
in.
back in. Okay. Okay, I got you. I'm gonna send it again. Cause I know it ain't me. Hey. Yeah, they try to keep the underrated away, y'all. But don't worry about it. All right, let me see something. I sent it again, sis. So you go. Anybody else that wants to join the panel, let me know. Um, no, so if y'all can hear me, press one. Or she, okay. Hello?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Can you hear
yeah.
me
Can you hear me
now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I can hear you.
it's
Yeah,
still echoing.
it's still echoing. Hold on, let me see something. She, keep on talking. I'm gonna mute mine.
Okay. Yeah. If you now adjust your mic, go back to the settings, and if you take off that check for the echo, or take off the check for the adjust mic, I know when I was doing the adjusted mic, that's what did it to me. Like I don't hear it now. It's perfectly fine. I don't hear no feedback coming in. Might want to check on Clarence since he backstage now. Yeah, but like I said,
Like
man,
I said,
you
man,
know, yeah, I hear it
I
again.
hear it again. Hold on, let me see. See.
Yeah, can you
Yeah,
hear me?
can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
What about now?
it's
Yeah,
echoing
it's
still.
echoing still. Echo still. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So
Did you go
hold
to
on.
the
Did you go to the
settings
settings? Hold on. Let me see if it goes settings.
and then
And
hit
then hit
audio?
audio. Okay.
Do you see
Do you see
the
the
checks up
checks
there?
up there? It says echo canceling,
Yeah,
cancellation.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
take
Check
that
it.
off.
Nah, you're
Nah,
supposed to
you're
be
supposed to be
on.
on. It is
And the
on.
mic. And what
And
about the
what
mic
about the
at the
mic at the
bottom?
bottom?
It says adjust automatic adjust mic volume. So I should
Yeah.
hit that.
Hit
Check.
the
Put
check
that.
on that one.
If the check is already on that one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know
I
what it
don't know
is.
what it
Then
is.
it's
Then
giving
it's giving
still
still
feedback.
feedback.
What about now?
Um,
Um,
I don't.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I still
Well,
hear it.
I still hear.
You don't hear it?
No, I still
No,
hear
I
it.
still hear.
Oh, you still hear it?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go and come back in. All right. Y'all just
All
stay
right.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
like I pretty
like
much
I
said,
pretty
man,
much said, man,
oh, it's still going
still
through.
going through.
Echo. Hello. Yeah, it's not echoing now. Can you guys still hear me? Yeah. So for the most part, like I said, Dylan, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Well, Dylan relationships, all right, Tone. Yeah, I hear. It's not actually putting all the stress on one person, and you got to still actually work at things to get things better. So if you still hearing the echo, I know it might be my headset.
Okay. I'm back. You still hear the echo?
Let's see. No, I don't hear it now.
Okay, cool. All right. All right, Sister Goldie, I seen you. Oh, what's up, Mega Courtney? What's good? Let yourself be known. Goldie, I seen you the link. You should have it right now. If you don't, I'll send it back. So, yeah. Hello.
Yes, peace to the channel and the
Okay.
the panel and the chat. Hi, thank you so much for having me on, shooting
No
over the
problem.
link.
No
Definitely
problem.
wanted to just, I'm short, so I'm gonna keep it short, but wanted to just, kind of weigh in. I think that the brother that was speaking in regards what I was talking about in regards to the brother that said that he didn't want to have to hire a professional or a counselor or a therapist to assist in his relationship. I'm just going to say I think it's a little problematic to think that there's all problems are going to be able to be figured out by you and you solely. Um, people just tend to, and I'm also just going to be very candid and very transparent. We tend to, in relationships, extend more of the courtesy to ourselves than we do to our spouse or our companions, because we know us. We know, it's like the saying, to thine own self be true. And so, you know your intentions, you know your love languages, you know your triggers, whereas you may not be appreciative that someone else is speaking a totally different language when it comes to relationships. And I come from a place of self awareness and accountability. When I say that, I was married in college, and I was in a relationship with my ex husband for 15 years. We were married for 13 years, and on paper, everything, should have gone very well. We both came from two-parent households. We both, came from definitely a standard of moral codes and character, but we missed the mark in a lot of instances because of the fact that we foundationally never got proper coaching when we were going into a marriage. A lot of times we think of marriage as being, we've watched people do it wrong, but we haven't taken the real cues from the ones that have quote unquote done it right. And doing it right is different for everybody. Some people doing it right is knowing that their significant other has outside children outside of the marriage, but they decided to stick together, and many people will say that's doing it right. The fact that he or she didn't leave, um, but that wouldn't fly for some other people. That wouldn't be considered doing it right. Um, so I think that it does take a lot of honesty. It takes a lot of self-awareness. It does take it does take accountability, absolutely. But I 100% would encourage people to engage with a therapist or a relationship coach, a certified, bona fide one, not one that has, because even in my situation, people ask me all the time, well, you should come and speak on this or that because you've been through it. And I say, I can tell you what I did wrong, but I don't know what you're doing in your relationship because a lot of people aren't honest when it comes to that. They'll be quick to tell you what the other person is doing, but they're not going to be honest with their own relationships. We see it all the time with celebrity culture. How many times did you hear people say, "Oh yeah, Beyonce should have been left Jay-Z or Cardi B should have left Offset," and they're sitting home with someone that is doing 10 times worse, and they making 10 million times less. So we have to we just have to really, really be honest with self-improvement, with awareness, and with being appreciative that we all fall short of the glory, every last one of us. So I salute people in relationships that are sticking to making it work, because, like as you said, brother Underrated, it does take that commitment. You have to be committed to making it work at the beginning and ending of the day. That's it. Um, I know myself. I don't date. I've been single and celibate for 6 years now. I've been divorced for 8 years. I was engaged after my divorce, and you know, I just vowed to never waste my time like that again. Well, there are a lot of lessons learned, but I think that sometimes we want to be in relationships because companionship is king. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody wants to be alone at night. And even with that being said, though, I made the decision that I would rather spend time, invest my time and energy in my children and cultivating a really quality life. So that way, regardless of whether I get married again, whether I have more children, you know, I, I I'm very, very happy with and grateful for the life that I've had. Even with my ex-husband, he was a really good man, very smart, funny, all that good stuff. And so, at the end of the day, though, if you're not happy with you, you're never going to be happy in a relationship. And a lot of times, a lot of us aren't willing to admit that we're not happy with who we are. So until that happens, it's 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 kind of a slippery slope. But yeah, I just wanted to share. That's my 2 cents. I definitely think therapy and coaching is necessary in cultivating healthy and functional relationships, and self awareness and honesty is absolutely imperative if you are going to be committed to seeing a relationship through, beyond the sex, beyond the good times, but just through them all. So and setting boundaries is definitely suggested. So thank you again for letting me weigh in.
I think with actually getting counseling is more for the individual instead of the couple, because generally speaking, with small things you can kind of work things out. When it becomes overbearing, when the person that doesn't want to listen, or their input is weighs heavier than yours, then you got to understand that the issue might be just that person, because you can actually go to couples counseling, and once they individually break you guys apart, they'll see the difference, because I told my wife she dealt with a lot of things with her baby dad that probably kind of traumatized her that she hasn't got over with. It's going to spill over into our marriage. And even with me, being in a different relationship, there's certain things I might have been in to where it might spill over into the marriage. So it speaks more or less to not just virtually, I mean, just with the couple, just in general with each individual person, because ultimately every individual has certain little things going on or certain issues that hasn't, like, hasn't been had closure. I've heard of different relationships to where people hasn't got over their actual high school or sweetheart or whatever that from back in the day, because you know they probably did them wrong or did them a certain way to where they can actually never get over that. And
Hmm.
going forth into a lot of relationships, that's how even in marriage they go into a marriage, they feel some type of emptiness because they haven't got over like that simple little thing that happened to them because they didn't get closure.
Hmm. Okay, I'm back. That's yo. So, we good? It's clear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's good now. It's clear.
Okay,
It's
okay,
clear
cool,
now.
cool. Yeah, yeah, I had to reboot and all that. Yeah, okay, that's good. Sister Goldie, do you have another email that you can send me? Because I've been sending it to you for the last half an hour, and it seems like you get. I'm gonna still try to do it, but
Uh, Who was that with just on the panel?
Omega,
Okay, it was Omega. Okay.
Hi, yes, Omega Courtney.
Oh, I'm sorry, Omega Courtney. Because every time I said Omega, she want to beat me up and stuff. Oh, you supposed to say Courtney?
Hmm.
That is
Yeah, you
not
got it.
even true. I'm not interested in fighting no man. Thank you.
Oh well, that's a
I'm
good
just, I was just joking. You ain't have to say it with that tone like that. I was just joking around. Okay.
No, that was a good tone. That is like I'm not interested in arguing with you. I'm just saying that I wanted to make sure that everyone got the full name. That's all.
I'm,
Because
I'm just,
I
I'm
can't
just,
see it.
I
Okay,
was
because
just
I can't
joking.
see it.
I'm just joking because you just like trying to choke me out and
hey,
everything. But
Yeah.
it's all
Now
right.
now you're gonna
yeah.
now I went from beating you up to choking you, huh?
You're
So
right.
I'm just aggressive. I'm just all aggressive with it, huh?
Yes, you are. I'm not afraid of saying it. I'm not a passive aggressive brother. You should know that. Nah, I'm just messing with you. Sometimes you gotta have some. You know what I'm saying. But that's a good point and everything. See, that's why um that I want to have this conversation, because sometimes we hear one side of the black woman and sometimes we see the one side of the black man, and I just wanted to be balanced. But I'm just saying that's what I come from. Like for me, I am single. Okay, like again, I was married for 9.5 years. I've been in relationships, so I know certain things about it, that I know that there's certain mistakes that I made in the past, that I know that I'm not that I'm working on it right now. Even I'm ready for it, and so this is the thing for me, is this that I tell any black woman: if you come within my vision, it's all about communicating. It's all about working together. If you're not willing and being committed, like what brother Rashid was talking about. So, and I feel like this: if you're not willing to do those things, ain't no need that we be together. That's it. But see, when I say things like that, I told my son, black woman, not told my son, I mean, oh, you don't know what I don't need to do none of that, because you know why? Because I dealt with that in the past. You know, and I learned that throughout the years too. So sometimes black man, you gotta speak up for your standards too. And I speak up for my standards loud and clear. This is what I want. If you cannot abide by it, if you're not willing to work together with this, ain't no make no sense that we together. I don't care how much money you can have. I don't care how much prestige you have. I don't care none of that. If we cannot work together, Ain't no need we be together. That's it. And I think we gotta have the high standards on morals and convictions and all that, because that is very, very not talk about regularly. I don't care. And also the communication too. You gotta learn how to communication of all things. You cannot pick and choose. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be with you because you Democrat. I'm not gonna be with you. Oh, you Republican. Oh, I'm not gonna talk to you because you don't like this certain sports or certain team. Crazy? You gotta embrace all that. But at the end of the day, long as you're working together, it's all right to be different of certain things. It's okay, but respect each other and work at it together. And sometimes we let our pride get in the way too of somebody that could be so potential, because we so far, excuse my language, we so far up on our ass of our priorities, and we on ourselves. While sometimes God put that person in our lives for making us good, making be together. Stop
Yeah.
listening to these people what they talking about, because they don't know. Because misery stick with misery. Trust and believe. I seen it happen. I see relationships happen, and I see marriage happen at the front of my eyes. And trust and believe that actually happened to me, because the one thing I didn't do, I didn't talk up enough, but it was certain things was happening, and I see for what it is, and I walk away. I didn't want to walk away, but hey, but that's how it happened. Um, go, sister Goldie. I'm trying to send it again. Okay.
I think, and mostly in the
Oh,
relationship,
thank you.
validation is key. You know, a lot of people in relationships, even in this space, they kind of tell their story or have issues. Well, let me kind of get away from this truck.
Mhm.
Y'all can go ahead.
Okay. Goldie, check your email again. Check your email again. I sent it again. I'll keep on trying. I'm gonna keep on trying. Sugar love from BK, New York. If you want to get on the panel, let me know if you want to get on the panel. If not, I understand, because you is a busy woman. I want you to go sub to Sugar Love. Asante, Muhammad, if you still in the chat, if you want to get on the panel, be more than welcome. Oh, it's gotcha.
What?
23.
What? What? Why are you over here looking all serious, go, Professor?
Yo, say go professor, go professor. Listen, we not gonna have those behaviors today, okay?
Hey, he already got called out on the Roger report when he jumped up. They say, well, go, Professor got a name over here.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Go professor. And then thanks a lot, for really this morning. We really need that, brother. I would appreciate that.
Yes, sir. I definitely appreciate it. And I appreciate you having this discussion. I want to say, before I even begin, support and subscribe to Underrated Darkness. Hit that
Thank
like
you.
button if you haven't already. You know, we have a habit lately of saying, um, we, some people, you know, you know, we don't want to say all, some people we want to, but here's my thing about that. Um, all women want us black men to take accountability for our behaviors, do they not?
Yes,
That is true.
that's
Okay,
true.
okay. All women want us to be appreciative of them, right?
That is true.
So why can't we say all women should take accountability for what their behaviors are? See, when we see, somebody will say, well, you're deflecting. You know, it's not about our behavior, it's about your behavior. Okay. So when we take account, when we take accountability to what our actions are, we say, hey, you know what? We've been messing up. We're going to pull it together. Our direction is to pull it together. But yet, we still say, not all women. You know, now I maintain that all of them want the black man to take accountability. So I hold that same energy to them, towards them. They need to take accountability as well. You can't charge us. You can't charge the game to us talking about you need to take accountability. Okay, we accept that. Yeah, wholeheartedly. See, this is the problem with when it comes to these relationships. You know, I was married before. Underrated was married before. We understand what our positions was. You know, we made decisions that probably weren't the best decisions. Are we taking accountability to that? Are we taking account to that? Yes, we acknowledge that. My question is, why is it that you can't take accountability for your actions? Now, all women want a relationship. All women want us to take accountability for our actions. I humbly demand, if I can say that they all take accountability as well. That's my opening statement. Underrated darkness. Sports subscribe to Underrated Darkness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Goldie, the link the email that you sent me, I sent it through. Keep on checking it and stuff. If you have a different email, send it to me so I can see the link. I've been seeing the link, and it's keep on saying it withdrew. So I don't understand why and everything. I sent it to you, and well, brother Shango, what's good? I want you to go subscribe to brother Shango. Oh, it's all right, Omega. It's okay. You got a family. Got to come through.
Hey, I'm gonna say to Goldie, you know, Goldie, when you come up here, if you come up here with a capital I, you know, come up here with a good energy because we're familiar with how you be moving, Goldie. Now, Underrated and sent you the email. We all got the email, and you're saying you haven't. Now, once again, we're familiar with how you be moving, Goldie. So I don't want you to be fronting like you are all in and be mishandling Underrated Darkness and his goodness, because that type of behavior I'm not going to tolerate. Just as I tell you on other panels, I'm not going to tolerate behaviors that are not conducive to the goodness of the black man and his position, his family. To make that clear.
Got it. Okay. Got you, bro. Cause I'm just saying, I put it out there. You know me. I don't front, and I put it out there, and it says, it says like it says sit. That black thing went away. I'm saying,
Hey, rated. This is your channel, brother. But I want to make it clear that in the event someone is moving different on your channel, I will address it humbly and with the utmost courtesy, brother.
got you. No problem. Don't. Hey, trust me. I was thinking the same thing, but But you know, I got to make sure that everything is tight and everything. Brother
Yes,
Shane,
sir.
go. You
Yes,
know
sir.
what I'm saying? Thank you. And Live Miles Watch Sports, thank you so much. We are talking relationships, but we're going to switch it up in a few and stuff. No, 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 no. We ain't gonna do nothing. I'm not gonna put the link because no, we ain't gonna do none of that because you know why? It's got to because I did that. Then part of one of my sports one of my boxing link lives, a lot of little sweet loving boys start coming on. So the only way they gonna get on, I'll put my email. Y'all send it through the email. That's how you'll get it. I'm not gonna put it out there. Mm-mm. No way. Not at this time.
Yeah. Underrated. I really appreciate this conversation because
Yes, sir.
it goes back to our conversation earlier this morning.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between being in a neighborhood and a community. See, in a community, we appreciate a unit, a
Mm-hmm.
relationship, whereas in a neighborhood, well, that is though a temporary activities are applied in a neighborhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those temporary activities in a neighborhood doesn't necessarily promote growth. Whereas I've
Mm-hmm.
said uh, in a neighborhood, the neighborhood is where you live. A community is where you build. Now we're here talking about relationships and how we can better them and um, making better decisions. See, that's building a community. That's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
See, and for those who don't understand that relationship, a unit builds a community, and that community can be just in your own household. You, you, and your woman, and if you have kids or not, that's your own community, and it extends out into other parts of your community that you're building, which creates connection. See, that's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about. We here says we're backstage. Underrated.
Okay, hold on. I get you. You send me the email, Goldie, in the chat. I see your email, so you should be getting it. I don't know what to tell you after that, and yeah, I know you sent an email, and I know I cash app you, and I understand that, but I'm just saying, I sent it, so it ain't but so much I could do.
Once again, uh, I don't have to tell you.
Got you.
Uh, I'm familiar, and she as well is familiar with how she moves. You know, now,
No, hold on. Let me hold that thought. Asante Muhammad, I'm going by what she sent me. What she sent me, that's how it is. I did not misspell my email. Everybody, it seems like everybody got the email. They come up here.
uh, underrated brother,
Yes, sir.
you shouldn't even have to explain that.
No, I just want to say, bro. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because
Okay.
because we got the email.
Hmm.
You see what I'm talking about? You didn't spell nothing wrong.
Hmm. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, she on now. Okay. Go announce yourself, Sister Goldie Jones. You on?
Might be a
Is it?
microphone. There you go.
Okay,
Oh,
We
there
can
she.
hear you.
y'all can
Okay.
hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Um,
Yes.
um, thank you guys so much for creating the space and having me, allowing me to come up. I appreciate it. Um, One of the things that I want to mention real quick is, as we're talking about relationships and marriage, um, I think that there is an issue between Black women and Black men where we are automatically assuming the worst of the other person. And I'm just going to say that that's evidenced by the conversations that we have and the statements that are made towards me in particular. For example, earlier today or yesterday, Gold Professor gave me a warning, letting me know what he had planned to do if I was moving incorrectly or something.
Whoa, whoa,
Today,
whoa, 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 right there.
Let,
Wherever between you and Go Professor yesterday, that's
hey, let,
yesterday.
let, 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 let her get it out. Let's see
Okay,
what it's
go ahead, go
going.
ahead.
Let's see where it's going. Let's see where it's
Okay,
going.
okay, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, sis.
Okay, and like today, when I saw that you had created this stream, thank you so much, Rashid. When I saw that you had created this stream, I joined the stream early on. I participated. I made a donation. I sent my email so that I could join the chat and or the panel. And for some odd reason, there were technical issues. I don't know what happened, but I just got the email at 3:56 or something like that. I can send a message, a screenshot of my email so that somebody can see that it just came through at that time. But to be to be approached in this way doesn't make me feel good. Now, I'm not taking it personally. I just don't understand why you guys have an issue with me, and I don't want to make it about me, but I don't understand what the issue is and why you guys want to allow me to interact with you all in good faith. Like, I feel like I constantly have to like apologize or
Uh,
like give you some
Goldie,
type of assurance that I'm not coming on no BS, and
can
I've never been on BS.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
can
before
can,
you, before,
can I
no, no,
can
no,
I
no, no.
interject?
No, no, no. Before, let me get this out. Let me get this out, and then I'm gonna let you go, bro. So let me explain something to you, Sister Goldie. You guys, anybody in this chat, and on the panel and on the chat, I run this tight. Anybody had any disrespect, I boot them out. But I can tell you one thing: this channel, I got stand up brothers and I got stand up sisters. And the one thing about me, I'm gonna talk about me. I am a stand up brother. I don't tolerate for no bullshit for no black man. Excuse my language, and I'm not gonna tolerate no bullshit for no black woman. So you got to understand here. You got to understand where I'm coming from. The email that you give me that did not come through. Nobody did not blame you or anything, but I just want to know what's going on. Now the email that you gave me just now, it went through and you up here. Okay? So please do not create anything that I feel uncomfortable and I seen you a cash app and all that, and then all of a sudden you're gonna throw some slide shots on this channel. That's not, I'm not saying you do, but that's not going to happen. You're not going to disrespect everything that I built for. You're not going to disrespect my vision. You're not going to disrespect anybody that is on here. I'm not going to tolerate for no black man, and I'm not going to tolerate for no black woman. Brother She, and you are welcome here. Wherever, welcome. Brother She, you
Go,
go on. Why I
Goldie,
go check on the chat?
all right, Goldie, I wanted to say this. If you've been to these channels, particularly Go Professor Underrated, if you go back and look at previous videos, you will see that goes on in most of the other spaces are not tolerated over here. So you might have came off other channels with a bad taste in your mouth, and you're kind of looking at the same scenario dealing over here. So Just kind of feel
Rashid,
it out a little bit. That's all I'm asking you. Just feel it out.
listen, I don't carry grudges or bad feelings at all. I'm just saying, like before I got on and I was having an issue getting on here, Go Professor was saying if I'm getting on as if I wasn't trying to get on in the first place. For me, like I said, I don't hold grudges, so it's never an issue. I'm not gonna be upset. I'm here for the dialogue and for the conversation. I just think that as evidenced by how we keep having these different interactions that seem negative, in my opinion, I think that that's how we as Black people are approaching relationships with each other, as if one person or one party is not approaching the other in good faith, or to remind them about things that they may have gone through in the past, and telling this new person who has not done any of those things or guilty of any of those actions, like telling them what they won't tolerate and all of this type of stuff, which makes that person feel, untrusted or attacked unnecessarily. And that's what I see a lot in our community, is that we are not giving each other a fair chance, and we're not giving each other a fair opportunity to get to know each other. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm going to repeat myself again, Sister Goldie, and I'm going to repeat myself again, and this is going to be my last time, and because I want to get back, I want to get back to the other things that we talk about on
Mhm.
this channel. You can ask anybody when you come on here. Anybody, I welcome you. Even if there's certain disagreement, I welcome. Okay. Now, if you feel a certain way, just like Brother She said, feel it, feel out. But if you still feel a certain way, hey, that's what it is. But in here, we family members up in here. This going on right here that we are going back and forth. I'm not tolerating it. I am not tolerating from anybody. So let's stick with what we're going to do. We gonna you go, Professor. Don't worry about it. I know you got my back, brother. I appreciate it. What I'm gonna do right now, we're gonna stick to the issue, because I wanna talk to another, I wanna go to another subject that we need to talk about. So as you were, please.
Um, Underrated.
Yes, sir.
Um, I definitely am courteous to your channel. I'm.
Definitely. No, I'm not talking about you, brother. No, brother. I'm not talking about you.
I just want to make this clear. Uh, Ms. Jones invoked my name twice.
Right.
She directly addressed me. I
Mm-hmm.
sat I sat quietly, humbly,
Yes. Okay.
and listened to her express herself.
Mm-hmm. So get it out what you need to do, brother. Get it out.
Okay. Now, Ms. Jones, if you are familiar with me, just as Underrated, just as Shiji, just as the people on that panel on the Roger Report, and many others in this space, they have understanding that I am courteous. I don't cause problems. There has to be a reason why I address you that way. Do you think I would just say, "Oh, Lee Jones, I'm gonna start something with her"? That is with if anybody's familiar with me, they know that is not my MO. If you're familiar with my channel, if you ever listen to my channels, you can listen to my pre-records or my lives. I speak to behavior. Now, if you're presenting a behavior that is not conducive to what we speak to, and you've laid a line or a history of that, then of course I'm gonna have a certain perception of how you move. You have laid that, and don't say that it's Don't make it out to like it's a long past or a time ago. No, it was not. Now, I maintain that if I tell you certain behaviors will not be tolerated, that's what I mean. And I will address it. Now, if we're on certain panels and I have to address you, I'm going to address you. And that doesn't only include you, that includes the men as well. I'm saying we're going to uphold a level of courtesy. We're going to maintain a level of behavior that is conducive to the growth of the Black man and his family. We're going to maintain an order here. If I perceive you or anyone else going against that, I'm going to address you. I'm not going to cuss you out, which anybody in the space can tell you. I have never cussed them out. I don't do all that. But I will address your behaviors. That is what I'm built on. And the space, I uphold the order of that. You out of pocket, I'm going to address you. What we're not going to tolerate is behaviors that are distracting, derailing, and not conducive to the order or the conversation that we're talking about. Now, if I'm telling Underrated, hey, look, she moves this way, it's because you've laid a line of history that gives me that perception. Now, are you able to correct that? Sure you are. I haven't stopped you, but it is for you to take accountability for what you have done. Get out your feelings. That's what I'm going to say about that. And Underrated, I thank you for letting me air it out, and I appreciate it, brother.
Anytime. Thank you. Now we're going to get on. We're going to get back to these conversations. I want
Yes.
y'all, I want anytime. Don't worry about it. No, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. To air it out. And that's what it's all about.
Excuse me. Underrated, can I ask a question?
There's a noise in the background.
Yeah, I'm asking, can I ask a question?
Go ahead, ask a question and make it quick, please, because I want to get on. I want to get on to the conversation.
Okay. Go Professor, you have my email. You can share it there with me if you would like what I am doing to make you feel that way or to make you feel like you have to give me a speech like what you did today. Whatever behavior I'm displaying, I would like to be made aware of it so that I can correct that. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Underrated, let's continue on with the conversation.
Okay.
I'm not going to address that because it was not a speech.
Okay.
So we're going to keep it pushing.
Okay, no doubt. All right, go, Professor. Let me ask you a question to get back to the panel. Was you ever married?
Yes, sir. I was
Tell
married.
them, please.
I was married for 4 years.
Oh, really?
And I got married at 30. And when I got married, it was under the idea that it's time to do it. Okay, it's time to do it. And I think I entered it under the wrong pretense. Now, my wife at the time, she's pretty nice looking. She had it all in the right spot. But I was still playing. And when I started moving in a different direction, and when she tried to pull me back in, I wasn't going there. And then when I came back around, came off of the madness that I was on, and tried to pull her back in, she was already gone. So that was my lesson. Were we at bad terms or on bad terms with each other? No. I just made decisions, and once again, I take account of what I did. I take accountability to what I did and my part in it. Am I blaming her for what happens? No.
Mhm.
Am I taking the whole blame? I believe so. It falls on me, because I could have made better decisions. As I said, she tried to pull me back in,
Mhm.
you know, but I was too busy playing and moving in this type of way. And then once again, I came in under a different pretense. Now, I'm going to say also that uh, she was coming off a marriage uh, that she had been in, which wasn't completed.
Mhm.
So, in the back of my mind, as I think back in hindsight, um, she, I viewed it as a rebound. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So that once again, I take accountability of what my part of it was. Uh, of it was. Uh, but my mistake also was taking on a woman that wasn't even completely out of her divorce and
Mhm.
had and what I say to that is, if you're going to get in a relationship with a woman that uh, is getting a divorce, right? When she completes that divorce, when that divorce is completed, I say give her a year. Give her a year to get that all out of her system.
Mhm.
And for you to have yourself to
Right.
accept her, if you're going to accept her, um, from that, being in that relationship and move forward. That's what I would say. If
Yeah.
she's getting divorced, wait a year after that to give her time to get whatever help she needs to heal from that relationship, whatever she needs to go through to get that, because they will bring that baggage into the new relationship.
Mhm.
You see,
Mhm.
they need time to get all that out. So that's what I would say.
Yeah. But
I didn't give her time to get all of it out.
yeah. But you know what, Go Professor, I'm glad that you brought that up because when I was married for like 9.5 years, there are certain signs that I should have seen that I overlooked. And I take full blame of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I give
yes,
you
sir.
full blame of it that the ex-wife, and then I know people going to say, oh, you blame the black woman. Cut it out because we're not going to play those type of games. We're not going to play those type of games. So I'm talking about the ownership of a black man. So if anybody that want to talk about, cut it out because I'm letting you know right now, it ain't happening on this pen. It ain't gonna happen on this channel. But I gotta put that out there. But I'll take full ownership of this. She come from a family that is broken. She was the oldest. They didn't pay her enough attention, and it seems like whatever she do is wrong. And as for me, I come from a family. Despite we was some of us was close, but we always we gotta make sure we gotta be accountable to each other. And that's the family I come from. And to really look back, the things that I see my ex father-in-law, my ex mother-in-law did, make sure he was the head of the house and everything. But it was some broken pieces within the family. And while it was going on, I had one day when I was this was like this is like towards the end of the marriage. This towards like as I said, I was married 9.5 years. And I sat down and I see for what it is that what I should have done, I should have addressed those issues more while we was engaged. I should say, look, this cannot happen more and more.
Right.
and I take ownership of that. It doesn't make oh yeah I'll leave her off the hook because I'm not leaving her off the hook because they see that's what it is that sometimes they want us as black men. You take ownership what's going on, but there's some black woman y'all don't want to own up to that. Oh, no, it ain't gonna be that because she got to own it for what's happened too. But I
Right.
could say right now for me, I didn't talk up enough, and what happened was I got paid for it. So after that, when that was it, when I was going, that's when I said, "Yo, I got a voice. I got a voice. What's going on of the vision that I want to encounter within myself that I see wherever black woman that comes the next." Then there was the next one. I think I was I said almost about a year and a half. Excuse me. Then I was with the ex. All this in New York. I'm being transparent. In New York, come to find out again, it was problems. But I was with her for almost 8 years, and things was happening. I had to leave that. That's when I came to Virginia in 2012. But see, my point is this that of each times I had to own up for certain things, but at the same time, I had to learn within myself that to really stand up of certain things. Now, it doesn't mean I was punking out. No, I was not punking out. But now, being 54, there are certain things that I'm not going to tolerate. There are certain things that I'm not going to let blow past. There are certain things that it has to be this way, or that's how it is. And I urge black men, especially, you have to right to have higher standards for yourself first. Learn from Gold Professor, or me and Gold Professor, even Rashid, and even others. Learn to have high values for yourself. And then if that black woman is not willing to meet up to your vision that you're going to instill for y'all for as one unit, she is not the one for you. Please understand that. Because you gotta understand this, black men. And even some black women that understand this too. They are not putting narrow out here us to be together, period. They're gonna have things out there gonna put us to break us apart. And black men, engage in yourself. You have every right to engage in yourself. Brother Sheed, I want to get you. I want to get your point, and Sister Goldie, get your point because I'm going to the next subject.
And far as the topic for the
Yes,
talking about the one we still talking about marriage.
yeah. What I just
Okay.
saying, whatever. Mhm.
Well, I'll let Goldie go first before I go.
Okay, Sister Goldie, please. Sister Goldie, please.
I can't see the thing. Is she still on?
I think she mute herself. Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
Well,
I'll
pretty
get back to her.
much, you know, like I say with the standard, of guys picking the right woman, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. Vetting process is like nowadays, it's not like it used to be back in the day where you can actually look at the family and determine what type of woman you're gonna marry. Because, like I ultimately tell people, your kids are not with you throughout the days like it was back in the day where when you get out of school your mom and dad there or your mom at least there, dad come home later, dad might teach you something, take you in the yard, show you how to change a tire, mom might cook something to that extent. You had your family there or you go to your grandma's house. Nowadays these kids, when they get out of school, they got sports. When they leave sports, they go to friends house. When they go to friends house, they do homework, and then they're on social media or they're watching movies. To the certain extent, even though these kids were in school like 7 hours,
Hmm.
which they supposed to be sleeping 8 hours, so that's about 15, and you're looking at what, 9 hours of trying to socialize with them, but then they
Yeah.
have their sports, their friends, their laptops, their phones, other things that are occupying them. So when it
Mhm.
comes down to it, you have other people in play that are raising your child. You have to instill strong values, you know. And I try that amongst my kids, nowadays with this whole tech society, you know, it's like a up and down hill. I give my kids, my younger boys, I gave them phones and I've taken them away. You know, I kind of showed them that they don't need the phones. My older kids, I got them phones. I taken them away, and as they got older, they knew that dealing with a phone can be here and there, but ultimately, once they left my house, they was more into them. So you
Mhm.
got to understand with those core values, with picking a mate, it's going to be even harder because a lot of these relationships are not very much emotional because
Mhm.
they're being emotionless by actually being on the phone versus going out and talking. Number
Mhm.
one, Tinder. People are dating on Tinder. They're not going out
Yeah.
there meeting people at the mall like back in the day where you see a cute girl and you go say something to her right then and there. You see a
Mhm.
cute girl on Instagram and send her a DM. You're talking to her for a minute to where if she's not a gold digger where she says send me a cash app, then we can meet up. And then ultimately you talking with a girl online, you can get catfish. You don't know. It's like so many variables in this new age tech of dealing with the women and the men trying to actually get into a relationship. So it's like I say, for this generation, it's hard, and a lot of them are just opting out. Dealing with certain attitudes of the women, dealing with certain situations with the men. Some women are opting out. You know, we heard the young lady earlier. She was saying that she's fine by herself, and there's nothing wrong with being fine by yourself because that's more or less a peace of mind. You know, I've always told my wife if I divorce her, I'm staying single. That's just a peace of mind for me. I don't need. I always tell my friends that. I tell my friends when they have kids, you don't have to be in that woman's life to be there for your child. And I carry that amongst myself. I don't need a woman to make me whole. You know, a woman can complete me far as marriage and the vows, but far
Mhm.
as me being myself, I can sustain with being alone. Because it's a peace of mind.
Mhm.
Like I tell people, it's work with dealing with relationships because not only that you have to worry about your feelings, you got to worry about the feelings of others. Whether you have kids, whether you have a wife. In this space, I hear a lot of guys say my way or the highway. Most women are going to choose the highway. Then you're going to be alone. So you got to come to a common ground. It's not like you're laying down to a woman, but you're working with her and dealing with issues. Like I said, of course, you're gonna depends on how you run. I'm not gonna say most men get this kind of feel, but depending on how you run your relationship with that woman, she can understand to take a back seat when there's certain issues that are not important.
Mhm.
And with men knowing that you don't know about finances much, and you're spending all your money either at the bar or at sporting events, and she can show you how to budget to where you can do more things and still implement things in the house properly.
Mhm.
That's the common ground of working with a female, and you guys making things work as a family, as a unity, because ultimately you're bonding together as one. you know And for you to be the leader, of course, like I tell my wife, this is united front. I'm the president, she's the vice president. The vice president has the president's back on issues. Same thing as chess. That king only moves one space on that board.
Mhm.
That queen, she flies all over the board to protect that king. You know, and in a sense, you have to have your queen to the point where she has your back, and
Mhm.
ultimately that's where it counts. That's why I try to tell guys more or less, yes, she can listen to you, and you can demand or just willingly, because like I was telling the guys on a different channel, I don't have to tell my wife, give me all your check if you're going to be with me. She sees how I move, she sees how I do things, and I don't have to say give me all your money so I can pay the bills. No, you keep that money, and in return I just implement things for you to pay, because there's gonna be some things that she's gonna have to learn how to do. Which if I'm doing something, if I'm working I'm working 24/7 a day. How am I gonna work, pay all the bills, make sure the kids are handled, and make sure she's doing what she's supposed to do, give her so many tasks? I'm gonna have a bigger job within myself trying to control her,
Mm-hmm.
and just more or less delegating. I, things should be on autopilot at your house, to where when you walk in the house, things are already should be. She knows to clean the house and wash, help the kids. You come home, I help my kids with my homework as well. I also cook. You see on my channel, I cook.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't have a problem with cooking. I was raised in a house with women and brought up around men as well. So
Okay.
my great grandmother told me about cooking, and those are the things you're gonna need, because ultimately, if you're a single man, you gotta feed yourself. You know, burgers and fries, it's gonna give you a bad health.
Mm-hmm.
So, we deal with the health of understanding. You have to be healthy as well. You can't say, well, I need a woman just to cook. Well, then you're no better than a lot of these women out here to say they only need a man for the money.
Mm-hmm.
So, just short.
Got you. Sister Goldie, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. What's your take on what brother she's saying?
Yeah, so one thing that she mentioned is this whole speech around dying alone, like men not being afraid to die alone. And I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and they were saying that guys have video games and online communities and people that they play chess with online, and that will be able to take them into their death. And they were fine with that. And respectfully, I beg to differ. We have Omega Courtney mentioned earlier about how relationship is important. And relationship is like the cornerstone of life. I don't see how we are, how we could enjoy life to the fullest without, relationship. I'm not just saying intimate relationship or, romantic relationship, but relationship, period, physical interaction with people that you talk to and you see them one on one in real life. Like these things matter, and these things greatly enrich our quality of life. And I think that while we have an opportunity now, while we're relatively young and all of that stuff, it would be good to, cultivate those relationships and, you know, groom them into lifelong experiences with other people. I know Rashid said that he would probably be single if he ended up divorcing his wife, or they ended up separating or whatever. And for me, it's a little different. If I were to separate from my husband for any reason, of course I would take time to heal, quote unquote. But I would not be interested in spending the rest of my life alone, spending the rest of my life in casual interactions with other people. I'm interested in meaningful interactions and meaningful relationships with people because I think that relationship is so important in terms of enriching our everyday life experiences. And so that's something that I really think that not only the women should begin to think about, but that the men also should begin to think about. I think is really dishonest to say that you don't mind dying alone. I know it sounds good. I know
Okay.
it
Can
sounds good.
Hey,
Yep.
Jay, can I talk to that?
Hmm.
Go ahead,
Well,
bro. Because I want
when
I
I
want to say
say
something about that.
okay, but when I say dying alone, due to the extent, you got to understand, you list a whole lot of things that men could do. It's not because they want to be alone. It's because they using those things to occupy their time. Because why? In most of those guys' cases, they couldn't find that woman that fit the manuscript which they were trying to get. In my case, The reason I said I could be alone because I did the marriage,
Mhm.
and it didn't appeal to her, or in the end, I didn't get the results I wanted.
Mhm.
Ultimately, I don't have to be with another woman as a companionship for me to kind of get a feeling. That's when the vice versa, men versus women. You
Mhm.
know, the emotional state which you're tied to in that relationship, and you might end up being with a person for the wrong reasons only because of those emotional feelings. With me, you know, I would be with a person because I want to be with them. And when I'm not with them anymore, I don't have to replace them or put someone in that place to fill that void, because that void is already, I already felt that void, I already felt that position. And once that position has been filled, it's been filled. Once
Mhm.
that person is taken out of that position, that void can be filled with those things, like you said, the activities, because maybe I don't want to go through any more hurt.
Mhm.
Maybe I don't want to go through any more pain.
Mhm.
So for me to actually go into another relationship, for it to might happen or end the same way, I could be comfortable with going with things by myself. That's not saying that I'm I'm to the point where I'm just not dealing with women in general, but space is important. As you get older, peace conquers all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And for you to actually, you know, understand that, it plays a big part. You can go into relationship after relationship after relationship and still haven't gained any peace in your life, because you're constantly, trying to submit or casually moving along with that person.
Mhm.
Or you can just come to the point where, you're at peace with yourself, because ultimately, if I'm at peace with myself, that person might come in my life. I don't know. But if I'm at peace with myself, that's the only way I can get my happiness. And in return, happiness might come to me in the form of a woman. But
Mhm.
ultimately, with me gaining peace within myself and the clarity of my mind and happiness, peace and happiness, that's when I can go forth. Because nothing is never written in stone. Just because I can say I'll never get married, that doesn't mean I'll never get married. There's a
Mhm.
funny way of doing things in life. No one knows what the future holds. You can always say I will never do things, but life has a funny way of pushing you in that direction. So ultimately, like I said, I'm comfortable with being alone. That doesn't mean I'm always have to be alone.
Okay. So thank you, brother. I'm gonna say this, Sister Goldie, and I hear these conversations, and I hear what you're saying. I hear what these other black women say. I've been single for a minute now, and I'm very happy to being single. I refuse to be in another relationship that deals with toxic. I refuse to be in a relationship that being disrespected. It's bad enough being disrespected in this world as a black. And so when you have black men like me and even Gold Professor, and we operate in these of channels of our life, and we putting in positively, and then when you look at a black man, oh, he's single, there has to be something wrong with that. I would say something wrong with you if you think something like that. I thought it's all about being happy. See, I don't need no black woman to find who I am. I define who I am. That's number one. And number two, it's all about advocating for myself. See, for a long time, the black men have to do this. The black men have to do that. The black men have to be this. The black men have to be that. Until the latter part of the decades, when we say, nah, I could be happy when I'm single until I find that black woman. or sometimes they just had enough. Because the sad thing about it, and I'm talking about some black women, some of them father narrative that I don't need you either, black woman. But you know what happened up there? Because that conversation is not being talked about. And you wonder why, like black men like my wife could say me, black man like me has seen what's going on, living this world for 54 years, been in relationships, I said about 35 something years, and really look at it what's going on. It seems like I ain't gonna say things has never changed. So when black men we advocate for ourselves and say, no, we're not going through it. I'd rather be alone or I have to take care of my kids or whatever it is. That's how it is. Because the black woman, you have your time. The black woman, some of y'all have other conversations. Y'all have other ways y'all could be by yourself. You actually let us know you don't want to be bothered with us. So now when we understand the continually disrespect of the sanity of marriage, the certain disrespect of the relationships, what do you think a black man like me is going to say? And I love black women. Let me put this out there. I love black women. But what do you think I'm going to say? I don't want to be around toxic. And you should agree with me that why I'm going to be around some black woman that is toxic, that is not willing to fix herself. So you know what? If anybody feels that something wrong with your underage, so what? So y'all can feel what you want to feel. Like go for it. Be in your feelings. Who cares? But I refuse to be around toxic people. And I have every right to say that. I have every right to stand up against that. But it seems that wherever it is, we got to take a back step. I'm not taking, listen, I ain't taking no back step for no bad behavior for no black man. And I definitely ain't going to take no bad step for no bad behavior for no black woman that wants me to die. That is out. I no have to deal with it. And that's what it is. And that is the conversation that we need to have. Accountability. Anybody could get on that because I'm ready to get on to the next subject.
Okay, I just wanted to speak to the point I made to Sheed, and that's that I wasn't speaking to you personally, like you specifically.
No. I didn't take it at all. I just had to start. I just had to put it out the atmosphere. That's all. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah, I'm not speaking to anybody specifically. I
Yeah,
still feel
we understand, but I'm just saying in general, like I was kind of answering your question, but just speaking in general for men in general.
that.
That I spoke from my position, but I also spoke from, like I said, the guys that have those video games, because I don't technically play as much video games no more.
Mhm,
But that's the reason why they have those games and things to fill that void. That's what I was speaking to their context and mine as well. So I just gave an overall.
mhm,
I just implemented myself. I could have left myself out, but I want to implement myself as well, just
mhm.
to say, in general.
Yeah, my thing is that when I spoke earlier about approaching relationships in good faith, I think that's something that we as a community don't do with each other. Even like how we are speaking about relationships in this space, in the conversations that we have kind of day after day, we we speak about them as if they all include pain and gloom and doom or ending in negativity. And I think that that's one of the major hindrances that we have when it comes to getting to know each other and possibly building, a great future with each other. Relationships end, and just because they end doesn't mean that it has to end in a bad way, or that it means that the ending of a relationship has to be a negative thing. And with a new relationship forming, doesn't mean that it has to include pain and turmoil and all of that stuff with it as well. I think that it would be good for our community if we began to see more positivity in each other, and more, more kind and quote unquote, I don't want to get too soft with y'all, but like kind and loving type of interactions with each other, so that we can appreciate and benefit from the great parts of each other, and understand that. And I have to think about this with my own husband. you know his life is not my life. I'm with him, and I hope that we are together, to our last day. um,
Hope.
but at the same time, I know that if our paths begin to separate at some point, I can't force him to continue walking in a direction that I want to go in, and if his direction becomes something different from what I see for my own life, I can't not consider, ending the romantic part of it, but still, keeping the friendship and all of that other stuff still intact. Like I just feel like relationships are not ownership where you have complete domination over a person's life. And I feel that not all relationships have to be negative and bad. I think that we should look to see the positive in each other, and join with each other on that foundation.
But
What?
no. Let me say this, Goldie, because you say hope.
Hmm.
And I'm saying that a marriage, when you get married to somebody, it's to me. I'm just saying what I go through the vows with my ex-wife. Ain't the wet word? It should be no hope. It should be eternally. Now, if anything didn't work out, that didn't work out. So I'm saying this, that why and we go through marriage and relationship, we saying hope. So because it's actually, I'm not saying you, but that word really troubles me at times. That when we get in relationships, it's hope. Or we get into marriage, what we hope. Or we have business endeavors, it's hope. What
Yeah,
do you mean? What do you mean about hope? I thought that if you with that significant one, you be there to death do his part. It did not say hope.
yeah, I hear what you're saying. And I don't know. I'm committed to my husband as long as he wants to be committed to me. If that's however long that is, that's where I am with it. So I don't know. I know that being realistic with myself, I know that some relationships do end. So I'm not me personally. I'm not gonna say you know, things like that. I'm going to say that I'm committed to him, and I love him, and I want to be with him. And if for any reason he tells me that he doesn't want to be with me anymore, or he's not in love with me anymore and wants to end the marriage, you know, then that's a reality. And I'll cross that bridge when it comes.
Well,
Let me get this option. But you understand what I'm saying is this, that Goldie, and maybe you don't know this stuff like that. When you talk like that, you talk it in the universe that you kind of like wanted to be over. If it's something happened, I'm just going to run away because
But
that's how it is.
let me stop you because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying from my perspective, marriage is really difficult. And y'all know because y'all was in marriages before. Marriage is really difficult. So that's just it. Marriage is difficult. I'm committed to going on this
Okay.
difficult journey. And that's just it.
Okay. I got you. Okay,
Okay.
brother Sheet.
Okay.
yeah, pretty much. Go, go first. You want to talk?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. You know, I listened uh to Ms. Jones speak her position. And, you know, when you let a person speak their mind, you tend to learn a little more about that person and where they're, you just, sit back and listen to what they're saying. You know, now I tend to believe that Miss Jones is younger than I am, right? Uh, and I also tend to believe that, she's in a relationship that she said uh, is difficult. Marriage, her words, marriage is difficult, right? Uh, well, I tend to believe that um, marriage is not difficult. Because if it's difficult, then you don't stay in it unless you're saying that you you are about um, being in stuff that is so complicated to where you have to outwardly say this is difficult and create a reasoning at some point in time to where you will have that idea that you can just end it because it was difficult.
Well, that's not what I said.
Okay,
And
first of all, I didn't interrupt you. All right, I listened to you. Um, I'm just speaking to what was said. Um, and everybody has their view of what how they perceive message. I speak to Underrated's point. Underrated's point is the word hope was invoked and difficult was invoked. This is what I speak to. Now, um, everyone has their way of going about their relationship, and that's cool. I appreciate everyone how they go about their relationship. They're the ones in it. But when we're in this space, certain things that are said has to be addressed, just as Underrated addressed hope, just as I addressed difficult. You know, are there hard times in a relationship? Sure there are. But is the whole relationship difficult? Do you run your relationship with the idea of hope? These are questions. So I will leave it at that.
Yeah, I think that my words are being nitpicked and misconstrued. So I don't have any further comment.
Well, pretty much, I just want to say, dog, I kind of lost my thought now. But pretty much earlier when you was talking about the situation of, dang, I lost my train of
Hey,
thought now.
I'm a bounce out, man. Hey, Underrated, I'll be in the chat, brother. All right.
All
Support,
right.
subscribe to Underrated Darkness. Support, subscribe
Yeah.
to She Here.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know your channel, Miss Goldie Jones, but peace to you, and may Allah continue to bless all of you. May the light continue to shine. Indeed, Allah is all in all. Look, listen, black man, I love you. I may hate your behaviors, but I love you. Look, listen,
Right.
black woman, I love you. I may hate your behaviors, but I love you. Uh, I'm Go Professor, and I'm out, baby.
And I'm gonna hit you up. And I'm gonna hit you up later, brother. Okay. Now, I'm gonna say this though, because I want. Go ahead. She. If there's anything you want to say, because I want to get. I want to go to
Well,
another subject, please.
all right, we can go to another subject, but I was just basically saying that, the topic of relationships are always going to be difficult because we're coming from the standpoint as we view things. So some things can get misconstrued, some things can get, you know, translated wrong in the dialogue. But ultimately, your relationship is your relationship, and there's times when the relationship is up and down, and you have to take consideration in that. No relationship is gonna be perfect, but you expect the best always. You know, like me speaking to the situation, if anything ever happened to me and my wife and break up, you know, we talk of scenarios just to be on one accord on same page. But are we talking about getting a divorce, or are we thinking about it may end? No. If it generally happens, it happens, and not speaking to your situation, but basically just saying in general. That's
Mm-hmm.
why when it comes to certain issues, you got to address things. A lot of people don't like addressing them because they have that notion of, when you speak things into existence, words matter and things of that nature. But that's upon the relationship that you have with your significant other. When it
Mm-hmm.
comes down to it, a lot of people can't joke and play with certain things and certain issues like me and my wife do, and vice versa when
Mm-hmm.
another person in their couple in their relationship. So I just want to speak to that.
But now, she would you say that marriage is difficult?
No, I don't think that marriage is really difficult. I think marriage is work. I mean, the difficulty of marriage, I don't.
Yes.
Well, it like I said, it's depend on the choices of words. More or less, I look at it as being work. Of you dealing with someone, and you both being on the same page of actually making things work together. As
Mm-hmm.
far as the difficulty in it, it will be if you probably marry the wrong person, or if it's just that you know problems. Basically, a lot of problems can turn relationships into difficulty. Anything that you, if you aspire to marry a person, so anything within that relationship can ultimately, in my opinion, should be able to work itself out. If not,
Okay.
then you should kind of question yourself on why you married that person. I
Okay.
mean, like I said, it's just the words that she chose might have been, you know, difficult, or kind of thinking that everything was being critiqued. But like I said, it's just all about words. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I feel. I feel like those word, like the word difficult, is being like overly critiqued, because I've heard many people say, many people that have been married for, decades, say that marriage is difficult and marriage takes work and it takes work every single day. I've heard people say that even though they think that marriage is difficult, they still think that it's great. And, I have a very optimistic outlook on my marriage. I just also feel that some things are difficult, like some of the things that I have to learn within myself, and some of the things that I had to work to change or improve within myself to help my marriage to be more positive and great and all that type of stuff. Things I have to now. I'm really thinking hard about the words that I use, because if I use the wrong word, then people like coming at me like I'm marrying the wrong person or whatever. But for me, that there were some things that I did have to adjust, and some things that I had to learn, and some things that I had to unlearn. And yes, I found difficulty in that, because like people say, I was doing it on the job, like this my first marriage. I didn't have an opportunity to get it wrong, and then now I know how to get it right. So, all of my um things that I have been doing for myself to grow and all of that stuff as a woman and as a wife has happened while I was married. And for me, that adjustment in some ways for some different things has been difficult. Does that mean that I'm not committed to my husband? No. But what I'm saying is my own personal growth within my marriage and becoming the woman that I am today, and continuing to work towards becoming the woman that I see myself being in the future. It's a difficult journey for me
Mm.
personally to
Okay.
to make those changes, and to to hear even some of the things that I need to improve on and change. Is difficult to hear. So, maybe I'm just using the wrong words. I don't know. I feel a little
Well,
defeated in having conversation with y'all. And
no, no, no. It's not.
I feel
No,
like
no, no, no. No, it's not undefeated.
it's like y'all are on the attack, and it's
No, no, it's not under attack. No, no, let me say this again. No, again. Please don't say this about my channel like that. No, no, you don't say that you're on the attack of this channel. I'm not gonna let you say that. We going by what you said. No, let me finish. This is my channel. Show respect my channel. I show respect to you. Show respect to my channel, please. Thank you very much. We going by what you say. You don't have to like be chipping around. We going by what you say. So we critique it. So you explain it. That's how it is. Okay, that's it. You good. So I want to go to another issue. I mean another topic again. We found out in our community that when a black woman get married or be in a relationship, we find out that they don't go out as much as they used to. Um they do not respect the things that they like. It could be politics. It could be like go out to certain foods or sometimes we like sometimes or certain friends that you deal with or certain family members and stuff. And I say that because these things are very important too, because these are the things that also break up in relationships. I find that too, because there are some that do not want to change. Because when you get married, you become as one. And that also the problem is in our community, in our people, because there, a lot of us do not want to change. We have to understand, and I like the black man, you gotta understand. When you marry that black woman, she is your family now. Just as the black woman, when you marry that black man, he is part of the family. Y'all become as one. But at the same time, well, as we see, it seems like being in one unit, it takes a back burner, and then instead of y'all being married and working on each other, that means that the toxic friends and some toxic friends and some toxic family members get in the way, and sometimes it helps to derail of the growness, helps derail of the closeness that y'all need to have. So I'm gonna put it Goldie, why do you think this happened, please? And also Brother Sheed, please.
I can go after she.
Now you said that why do people don't really go out as much and change and be in different type of relationships like that? That's what you're
Well,
referring to?
let me explain again, okay? I mean, maybe I explained right. Now, what I'm saying is this, that in the relationships that I've seen, even throughout, that we don't go out as much as we used to. We don't enjoy each other much as we used to, because we tend to understand that, listen, this is what I like, this is what I like, this how it is, instead of embrace of what that person likes too, and deal, and and to understand it, and also embrace it and share with each other. Also, I see that there are also toxic family members and toxic friends get in the way of the relationship, because that's when they want to put their own little sayings about it instead of become as one. Go ahead, she.
Okay. Well, pretty much, dealing with the toxicness, you have issues with family members and friends always butting in your business. So that's gonna be a big issue. Far as your friends and hanging out with them and stuff, and just as a collective, when you get married and you don't have married friends, it kind of changed the relationship. I never really changed as much, more or less going to different places. Like, my friends, like, I never really went to too many strip clubs. My friends in general don't go as much, but then on
Mm-hmm.
occasion, if they want to go to those type of places, I tend to not go because, that's not my type of environment that I, like being in,
Mm-hmm.
so I choose to stay home. When it goes to certain other places, like clubs, I pretty much outgrow clubs. So if they're the club type, it's like more or less as time goes on, you start to change about certain things the way you move, the way you
Mhm.
dress. Like I spoke to one instance to where I was on a panel with some guys, and I told them that, ultimately, I stopped wearing so many t-shirts, jerseys. Every now and then I have my little phase where I go throw on a old throwback jersey I have, one of my
Mhm.
old outfits if I haven't gave most of my stuff away, to the point where,
Mhm.
I just feel my youth throwing on those clothes, go hang out with the fellas or something like that. But majority of the time, as you get old, that goes with the saying, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, but that doesn't mean the whole narrative. As you get older, it's the same narrative. You change things in life. You don't view your 20s like you view your teens, and you don't view your 30s like your 20s. So as life progresses, your mind should progress and everything else included.
Got you. Okay. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, in terms of the toxicity, like there's that saying that misery loves company, so I'm always taking um advice that's not in my best interest or in the best interest of my family with a little bit of a grain of salt. Um, I think the best way is to not even give an open door to others to kind of have any opinion. Y'all gotta excuse my son, okay? To give a little, to give an opinion that would carry any weight in your relationship, in your marriage. There's nothing that a person can say to me that would make me change how I see my husband and how I relate to my husband. But to be honest, there are times where I do need to seek advice and counsel, and I seek that from wise women. I don't have a lot of friends, and I don't go out. My husband doesn't go out. He has friends that he talks to on the phone, but he doesn't go to the club or anything. He's at work or he's at home. Yeah, my baby is gonna be famous one day. Okay, he want to make sure that y'all know that he over here.
What
Okay,
up? What up? What up? What up, little bro? What up, little one? How you doing?
he say, hey.
Hey, oh, you said hey already. Remember what? Remember?
Yeah, but my husband doesn't go out, and I don't either. We kind of just spend time with each other. So I think that that's really the cornerstone of strong and solid relationships, is just being able to find that friendship amongst each other, and then limiting the outside influences from other people. And that even goes as far as what you read or what you watch or what you listen to online. A lot of that stuff matters, and a lot of it plays a role into kind of how you see things and view your own partner. So my piece there is to just limit the toxicity as much as possible, but definitely not to give anybody the perception to believe that their opinion carries any significant weight in your marriage or relationship. And if you do, need a listening ear or somebody to talk to, then of course surround yourself with wise elders who can help you out. My lady is a Nigerian lady. I met her through work, and she's been married probably like 30 years. So like just listening to her tells me a lot about where I should be and how I should, see things and kind of view things. And I think that's really important. And I think that it really strengthens the foundation of the marriage that I do have now.
Good, great, great. Let me announce this. Hey, welcome to my channel, the Underrated Darkness. Yours truly, the underrated one, the number one grinder. One of the best kept secrets on YouTube. Believe that. I do got a cash app. Oh, I want to thank you, Sister Goldie, for the cash app. Thank you very much appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Always.
Okay, thank you. I do have a Cash App / capital JT 53000. Also, I had a PayPal. Also, that PayPal.me / also all in caps. Also, all in one JT Black 53. This is the underrated afternoon talk 3, and I'm gonna be here in a few more minutes, and and we're gonna lock this out. I don't know I'm gonna come back on tonight and everything. It really depends. And go professor. I'm gonna hit you up after that. Oh, brother She, let me ask you a question before I continue. Do you have did you see my number in your email?
I got to go back and look at it because I have a group of emails that you send me, so I can
No,
go
you
back and
did
look
it.
at those.
No, I think that the second one. I think that you sent me the second one. I think is S. Right, I think it's S something like that.
We here. That's the I did it with my channel one, and I have my other one is Mr. She 82.
I don't think
So
I had the one. I think it's the first. I don't have Mr. Sheed.
okay, cool.
No, the one. All right, just check it out. The same email that you had that I sent the link to in the panel that you got on.
Okay,
That's where I
I
put my
believe I
number.
got that. Then I'll check it
Okay.
out.
Okay. Cool. You could hit me up too. That's great. Let me ask this question. This gonna be the last question to I don't know. This might be a part two. I don't know. It really depends, but it's gonna be down the road and stuff like that. And I want you to ask this truthfully, and also I hope that we could learn from this. But I'm gonna put this out there. Despite we see things going on, us as a people, despite they not talking about black love. Now they do. I know black love what I see because I know personally. I seen it. I know it. Okay. How do we get back black love to be pure and also to be wholesome and at the same time stay together through the trials and tribulations? And Sister Goldie, you can go, and then Brother She.
I go if you don't mind, Goldie.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, pretty much dealing with black love in a sense, like you say, you've seen it. You know, that kind of speaks to your parents. You know, because that's where you ultimately see the best of black love. You know, from your parents. You know, the movies and everything portray things. You know, images of what other people see, but it starts at home. You know, it starts in your circle. You know, you have family that you've seen that been together. You know, ultimately through the ups and downs, that love is still there. You know, you might have a family member, you know, or just a mother and father in general that either fights and beats on each other, but you can see those moments when they hugging or joking at the table or something like that. Now that's the black love. You know, a lot of people when they go through issues, they see all the tragedy and the bad things, but then you got to also look at that they also see the good. So, you know, some people latch on to the memories of the good things and kind of push the trauma out, you know, because ultimately you can't live your life in fear and the trauma that follows it. So
But
my black love is, you know, let's just general with my people, seeing them the
mhm,
way they move, the way my great grandmother, my uncle, you know, I had a chance to see my great grandmother not be married to my great granddad because I was quite young when he died. But the whole purpose of hearing her talking about him, you know, and to
mhm,
see my aunt, my grandmother, you know, and their relationship, my father and my mom's relationship. That's why I seen the first essence of black love. And to kind of bring it back, you know, it takes the people that are in relationships now, you know, because ultimately, like I say, you don't gain role models from people that are single if you're married. You
mhm,
gain role models from just like Goldie was just saying, a lady that's been in a relationship for years that kind of lays the foundation that those things exist. You know, like I always tell women when they always talking about ain't no good men out here, I tell them they dinosaurs.
mm. Oh wow, he bossed up. Okay, go ahead, brother, sister, go.
Again, I think it just goes back to approaching each other in good faith, to
Mm-hmm.
restoring that black love in our community that you're talking about. But
Mm-hmm.
also, in my opinion, for those of us who didn't have those examples of black, strong black love and, relationships and strong marriages and stuff, not all of us were able to see that growing up. And for those of us who didn't see that, that doesn't mean that it's out of reach for you or impossible for you to create for yourself, for your future, and for your children. And I think that that can be done um, by just creating the reality that you wish you could have seen growing up. How you interact with people, not just people that you're connected to romantically, but just everybody. Back in the day when I was young, I ain't gonna tell y'all how old I am, but back in the day when I was young, there was like an unspoken code or language between black people. Like we could go to a grocery store, or you could be anywhere in public, and you could see another black person, and y'all like we could just communicate through eyes or facial expressions. Like we would be able to have a whole conversation without uttering one word. I think
Mm-hmm.
that if we as a community could get back to that type of love for each other, that type of good faith expectation on both ends, good faith exchanges on both ends, then we will begin to see more of that love that I think that you're talking about. So it's the extension of good faith relationships from one to another on both sides, but also a desire to move and act in love, every day in all of your daily interactions. And I think that it'll continue to kind of move and permeate through the community if we approach it that way.
Okay. Thank you very much. Last remark, please. Sister Goldie, last remarks from you, please.
Oh, I just want to say thank you so much for having me up.
No problem.
Um, I did click the notification bell. He said, "Hi, baby." I did.
Hi, what's up, little man? You want? All right.
I did click the notification bell, and
Okay.
anytime I see you on, I'll be here in the chat, rocking with you. Thank you so much.
No doubt. You're welcome anytime. Okay. Come back. All right. All right. Okay. I want to thank everybody that came out, even the ones that in the on the chat. I mean, the panel. I want to thank y'all so much. And what's up? We're ready to close this out. Dusty, what's good, homie? I heard you. I know you got the beats. I talk you, Michael Johnson. What it do? What's good? I'm ready to close this out. You know, I'm glad that we had these conversations. I'm glad that there are some truth that we heard today, and even in the chat. And we still got ways to go. There are some people that define marriage as one way and there's some another way. But I know this much. The only way that we're gonna get back black love, we got it, we better know from right or wrong. You know, like I said, I was married for 9.5 years. So I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm a guru this, but I know a little something. I've been in relationships too. But I'm talking about marriage when it said to death and do his part. It didn't say that death do his part while I'm convenient. Would I take this man or would I take this woman? It doesn't say I might take this husband, I might take this wife. Nah, no. Because if we're going to enter a sanctity of the institution of marriage right then and there, they will let me know you should never get married. Now, there's going to be some going to say, hey, you got to understand marriage is hard. Well, life is hard. Being in a relationship is hard. Being committed is hard. But we have to get back for the essence of it. You know it's going to be hard, but it takes work from both. See, what I'm saying is this: that we are letting certain certain elements of this policy of our things going on that separate us, that we feel that we better than others. And the ones that come before us that have been married 30, 40, 50, 60 years, we feel what they had done ain't nothing. But it is something. At least they was committed. Maybe they didn't love each other maybe a few hours that day, but they stayed committed. They didn't look for no easy way out back then. Because all they have is black love. Because the black men and the black women, they was discriminated. But they did stuck it out due slavery, due depression, due World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, you name it, they stuck it out. And along the way, black men has died for this country, knowing he was married. And the black woman had to keep on. Just as vice versa too. The black woman has died and the black man has to keep on. For all that, we stay committed. And all I'm saying is this: that we got to be committed, more committed as ever. We have to be committed. So we have to take on of certain elements back then and implement right now. Is it going to be hard work? Yes, it is. But we got to do it. If you come in being married, you want to get married, or you come in to be in a relationship, if you're not willing to give yourself, and I'm talking about black man or black woman, don't get it. Don't try it, because you're really going to hurt each other, and then things going to go down. And I would say, black men, advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself. Black woman, advocate for yourself, and understand there are elements out there want to destroy. Same thing as black men. So, on behalf of my channel, the Underrated Darkness, yours truly, the underrated one, the number one grinder. One of the best kept secrets on YouTube. Believe that. And let's build. That's it. Let's build. So on that, thank y'all. The ones who donate, thank you, brother Gold Professor. And also thank you, Sister Golden, for donating. Thank you so much. We very much appreciate it. And until next time. Oh yeah, I forgot. I've always forgot mention this. If anybody that's traveling, safety of destination or not. Let me know the next time. I meant to bring that up. Okay? I meant to bring that up. I am so, so sorry. You know? So, so sorry. Let me So, behalf of my channel, hold on, let me see. What was it? Yep. Okay. All right. So, let me get this out. Okay. But on behalf of my channel, the Underrated Darkness. Until next time, this one is Ghost.